Hopefully this thing is working now. Okay. Yeah. I believe we are live now. Yep, we're live. Hey, I finally got to work. I had to smack the gerbil around a little bit. I think Crimzeek's running havoc again. Need to stick him back in his cage. You think a neutrino wand will help take care of that?
We're live.
Yep. It just
Well,
took a minute.
that was a very eventful getting things up and running.
Oh, I agree.
Not the first or the last time that's probably gonna happen.
Technology is wonderful when it works, but absolute crap when it doesn't. It's horrible. Anyway, welcome back to another Plasticast, guys. I'm here with the whole gang again. And we are going to be talking about several little things today. What have y'all been doing this week so far?
Work.
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 I mean, I got some. I got a few things. Like I think I was telling you beforehand. I went a Korean market opened up in my neck of the woods. Apparently, it's like a really popular supermarket up in the Northeast called H Mart. And so I picked up like these Tobot. I picked up. I saw one of them at the thing, so I picked that up and gave them a try, just to see what the quality was like and everything.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty quality. I also picked up the Playmates Megazords.
Oh, nice.
during the week.
I'm sorry.
Well, look, I knew that they were going to be more akin to the Megazords from like the 90s, which they are, but I wanted something that I could touch and not worry about breaking as compared to the Zoids Ascension Project. Or Zords Ascension Project, right? So I picked them up just to be big, goofy bricks for the most part.
Well, and, so, like, the quality, what would you say the quality is, like, on those Tobots? Like, what would you say it's equivalent to?
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, it's just like the plastic quality is just. It's definitely more like the maybe the TF Prime area, or maybe even before that, like the Unicron. I know it's nice thick plastic. It's nice. It's like glossy plastic. It's got some.
Pretty dense.
Yeah, it's not like it seems like Hasbro plastic lately is hit or miss, but I was like really just I saw a bunch of transforming robots and I was like, oh, look at those. I wonder what those are like. So I bought one.
Awesome. So, we had some bright news happen this week. Kind of in the dinosaur category, since you just got done talking about the Megazords. We've got the
Jurassic Park news.
Yeah, it is Jurassic Park. Could be Jurassic Park. I mean, honestly, we finally got our official announcement for Swoop and Sludge for the G2 colors. These are unreleased colors for they were based on artwork. There was never any actual prototypes of these made, as far as I know. So let's go ahead and have everybody's thoughts on this, because I mean, these are pretty gnarly in my opinion. But I want to go ahead and hear what you guys have to say first. Go ahead, Don.
Oh, okay. I was gonna let y'all go first. I'm ecstatic. I have been wanting ever since the Leader Class Dinobots in '86 first came out with Grimlock. I've been wanting the G2 colors because that always felt like that was an incomplete set from G1. You had red and green Snarl and red and green Slag with the multiple blue Grimlocks of some color. But again, we never got the Sludge and the Swoop. So this is something I've been hoping for ever since day one when they were announced. Probably even more than Killing Jar colored 86 figures. The only thing I have a concern about is Sludge's knees were notorious for basically being a house of cards. Some people got him, they were fine. Some people got him and he would not stand up. Other people had to do the Q-tip fix where it added a little bit of support to the inside of the knee in robot mode to get him to stand. I can't imagine them having addressed this on this end. Maybe they were able to tweak some molds. Maybe they knew what to look for this time, but I'm not gonna hold my breath. I don't care if I have to give him a cane or a walker to display on the shelf. I definitely will. But I'm just ecstatic to see them being done.
So, what do you think, Brett?
Oh, well, all the way back when I first saw the pictures of the green swoop, I liked it. I thought it was a neat idea. I like the G2s. I, of course, like the the turquoise Grimlock better, and the first release of the other two. But the thing that bugs me, if I had to say anything out of this set, is the sludge. I understand the bright colors and everything, but from the pictures that I saw, it was more of a reddish, almost like a bronze color. And this is a little bright, but it's fine. It's fine. Definitely we'll add these guys. I think it's interesting, I guess, because price points and everything, the way they're going, they're doing 2-packs, and maybe that's how they can disguise the upcharge.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. What's the price point on these?
I haven't seen anything as of yet. The other set of Dinobots for Snarl and Slag, they're still on Pulse at 109. A GameStop, not my local GameStop, but a GameStop I was at yesterday, as a matter of fact, has them in store at 114. But they also have Star Convoy at 199. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like the GameStop tax.
Yeah. It's that
So,
upcharge.
but yeah.
Oh,
But
I was gonna say,
109
Jason,
is the Pulse retail.
if you just Google search the G2 Proto of Sludge, you'll see some of the older pictures, and it just looks darker to me,
Mm-hmm.
but not enough to where I wouldn't want it, you know. And these are, concept drawings, of course, and subject to change, which their change was, we ain't gonna do it. But I just thought it was going to be more of a darker color. But other than that, I dig it.
Yeah.
Well, and sometimes with these like images and stuff like that, they don't do them justice, and sometimes those colors do come off looking way brighter. So but I do think it's like a give or take, because sometimes the pictures don't do them any justice on Hasbro's part, and then at the same time, Hasbro does seem to like to take a slider on the brightness of everything and tweak it up a little bit, because like even if you look at that that Jason has up right now, like Swoop is greener than that is.
Right, but that picture right there is actually a newer picture. There's an older one.
There's an older one.
Yeah, and it is much darker. But
I
I
think
mean,
this
for all
is it,
it could be just the shading from the picture that was taken.
yeah, because I'm thinking what I know what you're talking about. I think in the Legacy book, they actually don't have this one. They do have that darker colored one, I believe, in the Legacy book, the art book. Um,
Yeah. Let me see.
I believe I might be correct about that, but I'm not absolutely sure. Um,
Yeah,
but
this is pulling 6 ways from Sunday, trying to find the right original link.
right,
But when I saw that, I was like, I do remember that um, picture out. Even way back when we saw the the watermelon mirage for the
mm,
first time. These are the pictures I saw, and if you look at them, the very first pictures, actually the swoop is like real fuzzy, no definition to it, but you can kind of tell the colors that they were going with and everything.
Yeah,
So it's
I'm
early,
seeing
early
on
drawings.
Twitter that there apparently were. Yeah, here's the. Um,
Let me
wait,
see if that's the one I'm referring to.
I'm gonna send this to
just send it through
the
Messenger.
the group chat. Yeah, this was a Twitter. Oh, this post looking, trying to look at stuff about this. So apparently there was one where yeah, it looks like they based the swoop off of
Yeah, I see what
the
you're
other
talking
one
about.
that's
One is more
much brighter.
yeah, one's more defined than the other.
Yeah,
Yeah, the original didn't have all the line art. It's the
right,
original's the one that's over here.
right. And if you look at the sludge, it's just a little darker. You know, I mean, and like I said, it's not that big of a deal. We definitely the fact that we're getting them is really all that matters.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to know what Sideburn has to say about these. I mean, are these gonna be ones you're gonna get too?
No, I mean I've not even touched any of the Dinobots. I mean, I like the wild colors are. I mean, wild colors are cool. Um, I'm partial to like ugly colors. Like I don't. Like I think I've said it before, but like some of my favorite things, my favorite Beast Wars figures are just the wacky recolors. Um, and so it's getting wacky recolors is always a fun thing. But no, the Dinobots I like the Dinobots, but they just don't have a home in my collection. Um, I pretty much, I think I've said it before. I have a rule: it's got to be a Maximal or a Predacon or a Viacon, or it has to be a repaint of what used to be an Autobot Maximal or Viacon, with the exception of Ravage. Ravage is always a Decepticon. Um,
Leave it in the show.
but yeah, I that is a very strict rule I have to not grow my collection any larger than it needs to be, and it's already large enough. I also have, I have Masterpiece Grimlock. I probably would be a lot more likely to buy Masterpiece Dinobots if they ever did Masterpiece Dinobots. Um,
So where does the what was that the missing link RC? How's that fit into that? You bought that?
um, that is that is one of the yeah, that's one of the offshoots. I just happen to have a bunch of RCs and stuff like that. But no, I kind of I was just like super interested in particular the missing link and the and the anime versions of those. And I think, because I also have RC and Masterpiece. I have a very small Masterpiece collection, but I have Optimus and Megatron and RC, and G2 Sideswipe, Starscream.
I'm just
yeah.
giving you
There's
crap.
definitely
If there's anyone that cannot stick to a certain theme, it's me.
there's definitely some rules I break, but I try not to break them too often because I'll get back to collecting too much stuff again. And there's already enough
What?
stuff to collect.
Yeah.
Collecting too much. What? We do that?
Yeah.
Well, we
I mean,
found him. He's dead. A whole bunch of toads fell on him.
Yep.
let's see.
What
This
happened?
guy,
He didn't
There's
limit
a-
his collection.
there's a box right here behind me. It's another shelf that I need to put together to go over here where my Godzilla stuff is, because I needed another shelf for my Godzilla corner because I don't have enough space for some of the stuff I have. I need to be able to take out my Anguirus and other Monster Arts figures I have.
Oh, I can understand that. The
Oh,
thing
yeah.
is, Godzilla figures do take up a lot of space.
Well, and
Just the
eventually
way
I'm
it is
gonna
built.
I'm gonna try to I like my Beast Wars shelves. I need to try to get another shelf over there or do something to where because I have like all my Kingdom stuff is put away, and all my Beast War or my BotCon stuff is still put away. So I have stuff even not on display there. Too much stuff.
Too much.
But I mean, I like these. These are cool. I mean, I was gonna ask these because these seem like they would go well with that yellow. Because there's two Grimlocks, right? There's the blue one and then there's the yellow one for G2.
Yeah, the Tiger Stripe was another released design.
And then the other two were released in G2.
Yeah,
and
but
they
Snarl and Slag was released, each one in red and green, and the Grimlock had like 2 or 3 different shades because the blue was like being fine tuned or something, and there's 2 major colors of blue after they ran them all in the original colors.
Yeah, like the only real difference between the original Dinobots compared to the G2 ones really is just there's a stamp. I think the silver may be a slight different hue, but not that.
It has to do with the chrome and the clear.
Yeah.
The clear plastic on the G2 is smoked,
Right.
so it's not as clear. But then always it has the G2 marking on it.
But in my opinion, I personally really like these. I'm extremely happy to see these coming out. Like I said, I collect small stuff, but I had customized my own. I customized a KO of Swoop and a KO of Sludge a long time ago in these colors, and I already went through and did reviews and talked about it and such, to kind of tell people about these being concepts that were never actually 100% released. But I'm extremely happy to see these come out to finish that entire line, because this really does, like Don was saying, this actually goes good with that Tiger Stripe.
Mm-hmm.
Perfectly. I personally think these, along with the Tiger Stripe Grimlock, is absolutely amazing. Now, the chances of us getting a turquoise Grimlock is probably going to be very slim.
Because they've already used that blue. Because you can go to some stores now and find that blue Grimlock that has the Wild Boy of Quintessa version of Wheelie, and I've seen the regular re-release of 86 Grimlock beside of it.
Yeah, I think the only Grimlock I've ever seen in stores is the blue one.
I've seen both.
I've
Yeah.
seen both, but
Well,
I don't
no,
I don't
I'll take
consider
that back.
these more
I've seen the
G2
yellow one as
as
well.
opposed to prototypes. So
Yeah.
I think the tiger stripe one would work better with these two.
Yeah, I
That's
agree.
just my.
I completely agree with you on that, Megamus. As if I personally was still collecting this size class, I definitely would have jumped on the tiger striped one to go with these because it does fit better. Um, I'm just actually pretty happy that they got the colors pretty close. I mean, they could have been a little more, like you said, kind of more bronzy on sludge. Would have been kind of nice to see a little bit of a glimmer in that. They could have added like a metallic flake in it. Would have been kind of neat. Because they have been
Well,
able
I
to
thought
do
it'd
that.
been neat on the sludge. If you look at the first concept drawing that I saw,
Mm-hmm.
it was actually a bronze chess piece, and then they made it red for this one. That's fine. I actually thought it was kind of neat because with the bronze chest piece and the little blue on the shoulders, it kind of looked like a bombshell
Mm-hmm.
coloring, and I thought that was kind of neat. Um, but overall, I mean, you get the G2 prototype colors, and I'm happy with it.
I am too, because there's a lot of people out there I know that have been chomping at the bit for this kind of stuff, and I've heard throughout the community and everything that literally follows all the G2 stuff I do, and someone will like, I really wish they would do this, and then finally they're doing this, and it makes me very happy to see this because I think this is the stuff in G2 that needs the love that didn't get it, that literally had been pretty much on, it was on the table. They just chopped it because G2 was such a short line. They could have added them in later, but it just didn't due to it not taking off. Um, but what is taking off are Black Friday deals. Um,
The earlier the better,
the earlier the better, apparently. I
Black Friday deal starting on the 14th.
yeah.
because they want your money now.
Mm-hmm.
I asked when they're just gonna start calling it Black November. At this point, um, yeah, I went to Walmart the day I went to Walmart and ended up picking up the Zords. Um, that all that stuff was being unloaded into the aisles because I went on the 13th, and it was like everything was labeled will not ring up until November 14th, um, throughout the entire store. Um, but I didn't see any. I actually mine Walmart did not have the blockies standees up, nor did it have those 2 packs.
Um,
Um,
I know something about the 2 packs. I'm not sure about the blocky stand up one yet. Um, but I do have a friend of mine. He told me he was like, yeah, the 2 packs will not come out until actual Black Friday. Um, and correct me if I'm wrong. These are not going to be 25. They're going to be $28 a piece. Correct for the 2 packs.
We talked about this on RFC, but at that point we had not seen any pricing details other than they exist.
Okay.
yeah.
But as for the blockies, we know these guys are like $5 a piece. This honestly looks like a lot of overstock that they're just trying to unload.
Yeah, because
There's tons of stuff.
because about a month and a half ago, I was at the big Walmart that's like over the woods right over there. That with it being winter, I can see the garden center through the trees. And I found the Optimus Prime. It wasn't. Yeah, it was a Rise of the Beast Optimus on the shelf on clearance for $5, and that was a month and a half ago.
So yeah, I mean, these things being $5 a piece. I mean, I personally haven't gotten around to build my Rise of the Beast Optimus yet. I have them still over in a box. But yeah, I mean, honestly, for $5 a piece, this is a steal. Like if you can get a hold of them, I think this is great. Especially
Yeah,
if you're a customizer, this is prime territory for you right here. Seriously.
unintended.
Exactly.
I might if I happen to spot these and any of those like primals are hanging around, like I'm not gonna go out of my way to find them, but I'd probably be tempted to pick up um the primals at $5 each. That seems like an easy decision to make. $10 because I think there's both one for him in robot mode and in beast mode. $10 get the primals, but yeah, this is yeah. I mean, these are already out and being sold, and people are buying them. I've seen pictures from people I know with these things up and starting to be picked through, but this is a lot of. I mean, because a lot of this stuff was a lot of this stuff was the stuff that Blocky was first. I feel like first kind of being seen for was the Rise of the Beast stuff, and there's a lot of the Rise of the Beast stuff.
I was about to say, wasn't this like Wave 1 stuff? I mean, would you know, Brett? Because I know you were working with them for a while.
The primal stuff was like wave 1.
Yeah.
Because we've had I don't know how many left. I don't think we have any. But the last show we did, we were selling primals at $5.
Have you built any of these yet?
I have not. I did the only bigger ones I've done is the Soundwave, which is way more intricate than those. So I'm still trying to figure out the whole. I mean, I understand what they are as far as size and everything, but for these, I mean, these are not as. There's not as many parts and pieces and everything as there are on the newer ones that are coming out. And that might have something to do with why they're being liquidated. Not so much because it's primal, but because of that specific one. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. As for the 2-packs, the 2-packs, from what I've noticed, a lot of those happen to just be, looks like I said, almost like kind of like overstocked throughout the past year and a half, maybe.
There is no rhyme or reason to the
Because
2-packs at all.
because they got some really strange ones here put together for the 2-packs.
Yeah.
I mean, they got Bumblebee being in just his regular like 86 mode, and then they've got that one for that video game that was not released together as a set,
Yeah,
which is
reaction.
interesting if somebody missed out on one. I mean, but then they've got the other Bumblebee that's the Cybertronian Bumblebee, but they throw him in there with G2 Breakdown, which is a strange combination as far as I'm concerned. I think
I actually that's probably the best 2-pack there, but
yeah.
the funny thing is I look at them and I was like, oh yeah, I missed that one. I wouldn't mind picking it up, but I really don't want the one it's with. But I would like that one over there, but I don't like what that one's with. It's almost like they're getting me to buy 4 to get 2. You know,
Genius.
a little marketing.
Well, I mean, it's like they did this. Didn't they do this like last year or something like that, where they actually had like an end cap full of like these?
I remember they did it with Armada. They did it with Cybertron. They do it They do it all the
This
time.
used to be a normal thing.
Yeah.
Back in the Unicron trilogy, that was like the best time of the year. It was you would go in and these 2-packs were suddenly all over the place, and you'd get them for dirt cheap. That was the best time back in the Unicron trilogy days.
If you were collecting that, you were like, man, I should have just waited to the end.
Oh yeah, well, and then you would find stuff that they didn't even put on the pegs in 2-packs. It was like, what the hell? But yep. I mean, so that kind of made me a little excited about this. But this really is just, it seems to be, overstock or something like that.
Yeah.
And just it palletized together, which it's one way to get rid of it.
And to be honest, I really don't see this as a bad thing because there are some people that might have missed out on a figure or two here. So it does give them opportunity to try to get hold of those figures that they didn't get. And
The biggest injustice here is that Tarantulas is paired with that Elita, and no one who wants that Elita. But if you haven't gotten a Tarantulas, go out and get yourself a Tarantulas. Even if it comes with that Elita one.
I'm trying to see who is that with. Is that Skydive down there, or it's one of the aerial bots?
I just tried to click the image to make it
But I
bigger. It doesn't work
cannot
that way.
tell who it is that's actually packaged with him.
Yeah, I don't know. It's either it seems like the packaging. It's a lot of the Rise of the Beast '86 movie stuff, or not '86 movie, but the Rise of the Beast studio series stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had to take a bet, but it does look like it's at least one of the one of the aerial bots.
Yeah, I mean, I know it is one of the aerial bots, but I'm not really sure. I don't know. I think it may be Skydive. I don't know because I know there was a problem with a little bit of distribution with some, so maybe this may be an opportunity for some people to get that. And then the fact that they have that cheaper version of a missing link Optimus Prime that's in there, which is, from what I've gathered from a lot of people, is not a bad toy in itself. I mean, I don't know, have you guys handled that toy or not?
What, the deluxe Optimus?
Yeah, that deluxe Optimus. Have you guys messed with it?
Yeah.
No, I mean I thought about getting it to compare it to Missing Link, and then I was like, I don't really care.
Well,
So I didn't.
I call it's I've been calling it like great value missing link Optimus.
Basically.
But I mean, I've seen a few reviews on it. Mine's still in the box. I just have with everything going on. I haven't got it open yet. I've heard that it's a pretty good figure. It's not a replacement for Missing Link. It's not supposed to be, but it does get you a little closer to that Venn diagram that he incorporates. So that way you get an idea of. So you've got a little more posability, a little more without spending at the time what was $60 or $70 just for the Optimus by itself without the trailer. So I mean, if you need a posable Optimus, because it can do the pose, it can do roughly the pose. Where he's in Autobot City, transforming, leaping up, shooting everybody. But Commander class can also do that if you need a better Optimus than that.
It's true. I think it's cool that they're actually doing this because I mean, at least it's giving everybody an opportunity to get hold of figures that they probably missed on.
I'm just surprised that each and every one of the Studio Series 2-packs doesn't have one of those Devastation Optimus Primes bundles with it.
Actually, that's what's funny because Devastation Optimus Prime is actually in this bundle from what I've gathered. I can't.
I mean, I see a lot of. I assume almost all the Transformers 1 ones are that
Yeah.
Optimus. But
I think the Devastation one is in there somewhere, because there are Studio Series stuff in there. So, but I mean, this gives people an opportunity to get the ones that they wanted to get.
It's kind of cool to see this stuff come back. I mean, kind of shows you how much space these packages take up, though. Like, I feel like they used to be able to get a lot of the carded figures in a smaller space, But yeah, it's cool. I mean, I feel like a lot of this stuff is just going to go to closeout retail, right?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, that's the whole reason. And if they are like $25 to $28 a piece, I mean, that's what, like 2011, 2012 pricing.
Well, I mean,
if you need
this
one,
is nice. That's what they should be
If
in
you
the
need
first
one,
place.
if you need one not the other, buy it, split it in half, take the one you want, and go and donate the other one to Toys for Tots or something
Yeah.
like that. You know.
Yeah.
Because that's what we were talking about on RFC is that every year we do the Elf on a Shelf warmer, and what that is. If you don't mind me talking about that for a second.
No, that's fine. Go for it.
Yeah, we call it's called Elf on a Shelf warmer, and what it is, it's meant to help kids who otherwise wouldn't normally get a toy, and also clean a bunch of old stuff off the shelf. So that way, if you go to your Ollie's or all these stores that's going to have all these special deals, like these right here. So if there's like if you can buy 2 deluxes for $30, and there's one that you don't need, donate it like you were saying, Sideburn. Donate it to. There are some organizations that I don't have a lot of faith in, but Toys for Tots is one that is one of the most reputable, and so that's what we always say is that if you go to Ollie's and they're running a special, or if you go somewhere and there's clearance stuff, this is the best time of the year to give back to kids who would not otherwise get a toy. And if you're happy getting a deluxe that you normally didn't get for $25 and you can give the other one away and still feel good about it, it's a win-win for everybody.
That's very true. I mean, that's the other thing we need to start thinking about. I mean, this season, if you guys are wanting to offload because you're like, oh, I'm wanting to get rid of stuff, I mean, dude, the donation, there's plenty of places that take donations for this kind of stuff. And
Right, but Don's correct.
Buy one off the shelf and donate it. I mean, that's the way to get rid of all those gamer optimists we keep seeing. Just somebody buy a bunch of them. Donate.
Yeah, and the thing is,
Don,
yeah,
I was going to say Don's correct. Do a little research because some of those places are not what they say they are.
right.
Toys for Todd is legit.
Yeah. I'm not going to tell anyone, as long as the toys get in the kids' hands. That's the main thing. But I think there are better organizations to go through, like Toys for Tots versus some other ones.
Correct.
So, other than Walmart, what other places do you know that are doing like crazy big sales you know of, Don? Because I know you're always looking for deals. So you're our deal guy usually.
Yeah, I created my own economics program to pay for this stuff.
Well, I mean,
yeah, it's not called Georgianomics. It's called Dononomics.
Dononomics.
Walmart, of course. Target. Like a few weeks ago, they had spend 75 get 20 off. If they run that again, that is always a good way to. If there's something you want that's like $65 and there's a toy that's around $10 you think a kid would enjoy, so that way you can trigger the discount, cover the cheaper toy, and still get some off of what you want. Then you can donate the toy. So again, it's another kind of win-win. You save money and a kid gets a toy. So there's that. Surprisingly, a good place to check is Best Buy, because
Yep.
I have gotten some pretty good deals off of Best Buy on collector toys. You wouldn't think it, but I've gotten several good figures off of there at a very reasonable price. So there's that. Another place I'm going to recommend, but it's very grain of salt as far as hit or miss on something, deepdiscount.com. Used to be Deep Discount DVD. Sometimes they run really good sales, but also fulfillment is sometimes an issue. I've heard of people, when they run sales, you order something and then your order gets canceled. I'm not saying all the time. I'm not saying it's on every product, but I have heard that from more than one person during their high volume sales. So there's that. check your bulletin. As much as I like to wheel and deal, my time is I'm kind of pressed for time with work and everything, so I don't get a chance to go through the message board. It's like that Facebook page you told me about, Megamus.
Yeah.
I still haven't heard back from them, and I did the request like the day you sent me that, so I still haven't heard back from them. But go through your if you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitter, that's something else. Is there's several people on Twitter and Blue Sky that I follow that they're Amazon affiliates, and that's really good because they do a lot of the legwork, putting up deals and specials. Some of them are sponsored with Entertainment Earth. Some of them are with independent places like Nerdzotic and Frogman's Finds. Uh, these smaller, these smaller. Again, I'm calling them smaller compared to your Amazons, your Entertainment Earth, your Big Bad Toy Store. But look for people on Twitter that are influencers for collectible toys. They'll do a lot of the legwork and post the deals on their Twitter pages. You can do that. Uh, Big Bad Toy Store, someone we've all bought from them forever. I mean, I remember when they first started. At the first or second BotCon. They're running holiday deals right now. A new selection goes up every day. A lot of the stuff from last week is still up on their ongoing sale page. Sorry. So
I
there's
actually
that.
picked up Reboost.
Yeah.
Extra piece Reboost for $45.
I know. I already had Reboost. I did not get Skids because I've got the X-Transbot Savant. So I've got Skids covered. So I did even a $45 Skids I really didn't need, but Reboost for $45. Skids is an excellent toy. So yeah, that's who I would recommend. It'll take some legwork, but also go to Amazon. Stuff, even if you're not sure about it, put it in your browsing history. Because what happened for me, I think I mentioned this before. Last year, I was looking for a Masterpiece Rhinox because I'm trying to complete that season 1 cast of Maximals. And it was running $224, $250, and I had it bookmarked on Amazon. Amazon Japan, for some reason, ran it at $184 with free shipping. And because it was in my browsing history, I was able to snag it, and it got here like a week and change later, and I saved like $40-$50 and not have to pay shipping from Japan, which would have been
Have you gotten anything from Amazon Japan since like all the shipping stuff changed?
No. The last thing I got was an order from Sergaya. Because Rob Clay on RFC, he does a lot of Gundam. He plays Gundam Battle Ops on Twitch. And he recommended them for a lot of Japanese product. And up until the issues that were created by certain people. But yeah, nothing. I've gotten 1 or 2 packages from Show Z, and I was a little hesitant about ordering with everything going on. But one of them was Magic Square Blastoff, who I need to complete my Magic Square Bruticus.
Mm-hmm.
And I've also picked up the last 2 of the Craftsman Toys Legends class Computron figures to complete. So I needed those to complete my sets. And that Blastoff is about 60 to 65 less than what domestic people are charging getting it from Show Z. The only thing I have on order with them right now, tentatively, is the next set of Legends class train bots. Because Cyan Culture is doing a Legend scale Raiden. And that I'm trying to.
I think
I'm trying to get those.
I've seen reviews of like the first 2. I haven't seen the rest of them.
Well, the second 2 were just solicited, but as far as like the Magic Square Bruticus, This is brewed because this is hand. It will almost be like it's almost big enough. If you look at my mouse, it can almost use the mouse. That's how big the hand is. It can almost use the mouse. So that's, and again it's a Combaticon. I kind of gotta.
Yeah, I was just curious. I know because like Ami finally started shipping again, and they just they got so backed up on orders and everything. Like, so they charged me for like 2 orders here recently, and I think I've been waiting for like 3 weeks for it to ship.
Yeah, I had to request a cancellation because they had, since y'all are familiar with Brave, they had the Genesic Galgaigar set, but I had to request a cancellation because with everything going on, there's no telling what the import fees would have been on that. And I told him in the email, it's like, I don't want to cancel it, but living in the U.S. now, it's going to be prohibitively impossible for me to be able to pay for that.
When it came back, so like the first one I had, the shipping is more expensive, and it's going to take like 5 weeks to get here whenever it ships or something like that, 3 to 5 weeks, I think. But it was not like drastically so. I think it was something like maybe $15 to $20 more, depending on the size of it, the figure. And it should be a no, you don't need to pay anything at the door when it gets to you. So the shipping went up, but it's still out in the wash because you're still getting it cheaper than most import sites, especially a lot of times cheaper than Big Bad Twister. You pay the BBTS tax as well. But yeah, I was just curious if Amazon Japan was shipping, and if they had solved the shipping. I know HLJ has, and all these other places have sort of solved most of those problems.
Yeah, I think Brian recently got something, but I don't hold me to that. But I think he did get something relatively recently.
So, like when it comes to, say, if you want to go to like to comic shops and stuff like that to do deals, what would anybody's suggestion there? Like, say, you want to go to your local nerd shop and support your local nerd shop. Like, hey, I'm going to go there on Black Friday. Like, what do you think that's like for people for this time of year when it comes to trying to find deals?
Well, I don't have anything locally. There are a few places in the town where I'm close to where I'm from, in Greensboro, North Carolina. There's a comic book store in Greensboro called Acme Comics. I've known the owner, Jermaine, at Lord Retail on Twitter. I've known Jermaine for probably 30 years, 25 to 30 years, and there's places like that where but I think it's more for gift giving other people rather than it would be because their margins are so thin that you're really not going to, they may run a Black Friday sale, but it'll be more for, oh, hey, that's on sale, I can get it for me, or hey, that's on sale, I can get it for Franklin or whoever it might be. But as far as stuff for like Toys for Tots and stuff, probably not the best option as far as from a cost standpoint, out of pocket anyway. I mean, it's not all about the dollars, but it's about if you can get 5 toys for the price of 2, and they're good toys for kids. 5 kids get toys versus 2, so there's that.
So, Brett, when it comes to shopping during the holidays, where do you usually go, like, to do a lot of your Black Friday stuff? Do you do a lot of what Don does, or what do you do?
Well, one, I don't go out on Black Friday. Those people are crazy. Okay,
Well, like like
Okay.
online shopping,
Yeah,
like what you do
online.
those
for your.
people are just nuts. I've seen videos, man. I've seen it.
Okay, I will tell you this:
Saint.
I did work
Thanks.
retail for a chain at Black Friday back when the color Game Boys first came out, which made
Stampede.
Man.
which made the black and white Game Boys perfect Black Friday fodder. Fights broke out.
Sure.
Yeah.
The people giving them out finally just started throwing them out into the crowd and letting the crowd dive for them to keep from getting in the middle of that. So yeah,
So one store that I think of, and they do stuff online, but honestly, you just need to go there. Is GameStop.
yeah.
GameStop has, and they'll take back stuff that they've had ordered, and you might find something that's been off the shelf for a few months, and there it is on clearance. That's not necessarily a Black Friday thing, but that's always one. Every once in a while, if you see one, you drive by it, stop in. You never know.
Well, it's like I just was there at my GameStop uh 2 days ago, and I found this is the wrong thing. Where's the right thing? Here we are. Sorry.
It's okay.
And I'm not buying these mostly. Just I did get these two because I think they're a ripoff, and McFarlane should be ashamed for selling these at this retail. But I had some reward points that were expiring, and this was all they had, and I kind of wanted it. Mortal Kombat Raiden. He is slated everywhere due out in January, and I found him 3 days ago at GameStop. So sometimes they will get stuff early before even Amazon even ships them, because this is showing a January 2nd ship date at Amazon. If I didn't have the reward points expiring, I would have, I would have liked to have gotten something I wanted a little bit more than this, because it's just a figure, an extra pair of hands, and a stand. There's no effects. I mean, yeah, you've got some good paint and some, you know, good sculpt work and everything, but it's definitely not a figure line that I believe is a like. You look at Jada Street Fighter for 24.99 versus this for 29.99. Yeah, the scale's different, but you get a lot more stuff. But GameStop is good about, like you said, Megamus, that rare, the thing you ain't seen in a while, or the thing you
Mhm.
wasn't expecting to. I found at my GameStop the Rainbow McFarlane Batman. Didn't expect to see it because that's a red platinum chase, and with McFarlane chase figures, either it's you see one and you never see him again, or they're everywhere. So yeah, but you're right. GameStop is a good place to check. But again, it's going to be. They don't get full cases. They'll get a couple of this wave, but the store across town might get the rest of the wave. You never know.
Right. For my LCS, they do sales and stuff like that, and sometimes they do like a discount on pre-orders and stuff like that. One of the ideas I came up with, and I don't know if he's going to do it or not, is I thought, what about doing some sort of a discount for gift cards? So if someone comes in and they're wanting to get something for their loved one or their buddy or whatever, and they don't know exactly what to get, but they know they like comics and they like this, that, and the other, they go in there and they get a discount on a gift card, and that generates them money for the Black Friday sale. And that person, instead of spending $100, maybe it was $90, and they get $100 gift card or whatever, and that generates the money, and then you have a gift to give someone, and you don't have to worry about if you got the right issue of comic, if you got the right Optimus Prime because he said he wanted an Optimus Prime, but I saw this one, but I think there's only like 2 different ones, right? And stuff like that. So neat idea. So, but it people sit there and say, oh, gift cards are kind of like a thoughtless gift. No, giving someone cash might be. But I know that you like comics. I went to that comic shop and I got you a gift card. That way you go buy what you want.
I mean, I can completely agree with you on that, Megamus. I think for us collectors, gift cards are like a godsend because for somebody to go and buy something for you and say they buy you another G1 Optimus Prime, you already have a G1 Optimus Prime, so you're stuck with another
Right.
one. The thing is to keep that whole overlap. So it's a lot easier for people out there that don't know that, hey, just get a gift card for somebody. If you're not sure what they have in their collection, that's the easiest way to handle that. Especially if it's like you said, like their local comic shop. I do know
Mhm.
back in Time Comics here, we have gift cards. So if you're in the Missouri area, come up here and grab one, give it to your local geek, your friend that's a geek or whatever, and he can go in and buy what he wants. The thing is, it's all about knowing the person that you're buying it for, you know. Um,
Sure.
and sometimes just those overall Visa card, like gift cards you get that kind of can be used anywhere. Sometimes it's even better too because, like Don said, he may find something on a deal on Best Buy. Well, he's got a gift card. He's going to use that gift card toward Best Buy to snag that figure that he's wanting to get if he's getting a good deal on it.
Hmm.
That's usually a really, really good way of doing it. If you don't want to just go straight to a local comic shop or whatever it is. So, I,
One of the things
it's
I
a good
do
idea.
is it's just me. Um, but my LCS, they do when you make a purchase, you get a stamp. You get so many stamps, you get $25 off. Okay, cool. Um, I hate paying for bags and boards, and it's not because they're expensive. It's because it's like it's a necessity, but they're pointless. So I save up my $25 gift card, and that's what I buy is bags and boards. And well, I mean, it's not really throwing the $25 away, but I didn't have to pay $25 for bags and boards that I didn't want to spend the money on. It's just rationalization in my head, but you know, it's so like comic supplies to me, it's a necessity. I hate paying for them, so I used to use the gift cards.
There is one thing I thought of if I can jump back in.
Hmm? Go for it.
Um, a lot of the times, let's say, Megamus, you're collecting classified, right?
I was, yeah.
Okay, all right. I didn't know if you still. For example, Entertainment Earth has the full case in that has wetsuit and the rest of that wave. So one thing you might want to consider is if you and your friends are all looking for this wave of figures, places like that you can buy the whole case. Everybody pays a portion for the price, and then that way everyone gets the figures. Again, it's not going to always work out, but I'm just saying there are places that are distributors that sell, like you can buy cases of Entertainment Earth.
Mhm.
Uh, Also, one thing during the holidays, two more things. Sorry, having worked retail all of my life, during the holidays, you'll see a lot of very confused parents and grandparents in the toy department looking for this stuff. A little Christmas charity on helping them figure out what the hell is on the kids' lists. Because even if it's not in our wheelhouse, we know this stuff. Or at least we have an idea of where to look for it. So, one, if you're in a store and you see someone trying to find something, help them out if you can. Like, I've done this before. It's like, oh, hey, I'm a toy collector. I know where that's at, and it's like it's right over there. Or because I've had people tell me they're grateful because they had no idea what this was, especially with it being like grandparents who are may not be the most tech savvy when it comes to looking stuff up, or because you have to have a frame of reference for what you're even looking for. And little Billy Man had put down, I want to get singing doll is blah blah blah, and it's like, oh, that could be the gym doll. It's right over there, you know. So there's that. So because
Dang it, little Billy, you should have been more clear.
yeah, true, but I'm just saying, as far as the spirit of the holidays, that can go a long way in helping somebody find the right thing. Also, something else is that there is hashtags on Twitter. They're probably on Blue Sky. CHC hashtag CHC, or for old folks, pound sign.
Pound sign.
Collectors helping collectors. So if you're out and about and you see a figure you don't want, but you know it's a new figure, it's a new wave. Today on the way to work, I went to Target. They had marked down the Law and Order classified set to like $34 down from $44. I posted that on Twitter and Blue Sky because that would save somebody $10, maybe a few bucks for shipping, but you're still saving some money. So if you're out and about and you see something, and if you can help your fellow collectors out, just so that, again, there's so much wrong in this world right now. Even a tiny bit of compassion, even if it's just for your fellow collectors, can really go a long way. Because there was last year there was someone on Twitter was trying to find a Snarl, Legends class Snarl, so his son could complete Volcanicus. And that Snarl is impossible to find. It's either Snarl or Slag. It's so hard to find. It's less than $40 a pop now. I could not find one for him. And I tried. I could not find one at all. I checked every cubby hole I had on my favorites list, and nobody had any. So sorry, I didn't mean to hijack the conversation.
No,
but yeah,
no. That
something else you can do too.
You're completely right about that. Because even when I'm out and about, if I run across something, I will usually let somebody know that I even know, like, hey, I saw this over here. You want this? Or, hey, by the way, I don't have the cash right now, but they do have this here. And sometimes people can break away and come and grab whatever they want. So if you do end up finding some crazy deals that are going on out there, do post it in the community. Let your friends know. Let your fellow collectors know about this, because this is what keeps a lot of people happy during this time of the year. Because seasonal depression is a thing. The best way to help some people through that is by helping them get the little plastic toy that they've always wanted, and just, say, hey, I got the thing I wanted, and then they're happy. So, Sideburn, what do you usually suggest when it comes to deals and such around this time of year?
I'm not a savvy person.
Captain, I protest. I am not a merry man.
The best things I do is I shop on Amazon and I shop on BBTS. I've been browsing the deals every day that they put new deals up, but I mean, out? What's that? I don't know what you're talking about. What is going out? It's nonsense. I mean, I don't have a lot of taste. I notoriously buy things when they release if I want them and stuff like that. So it's like I've not built up a repertoire of finding the deal. I'm usually too impulsive and not patient.
That's an understandable thing. But one thing you can do, if you guys are out there and you're like, oh, well, the price of stuff may be a little too much, well, you gotta remember people are still offloading some of their stuff. Like the guys are like, oh, well, they want to get all the new Seekers. But what do you think's happening to Earthrise ones? They're going to be put up on eBay. So keep an eye on eBay, because sometimes you'll find really good deals where people are switching out their, their entire collection. Some people might like, I finally got my 86 Optimus, so they're getting rid of their Earthrise Optimus. And say you were wanting that Earthrise Optimus, but you didn't want to pay the insane amount of money. Sometimes you will find good deals on eBay as well for some of the older stuff to kind of cushion out the Black Friday itch that some people have. So that way you don't feel like you're out there wasting your time trying to find the thing that you can't find, or if it's just out of your price range. And sometimes eBay is a very good idea. And there are eBay gift cards, like Megas was talking about with the gift card situation. There are literal eBay gift cards, and they work really well. I've used them myself. So, but does anybody else have anything else to come up with this whole deal thing, other than what we've covered? Because I think we've covered it pretty good.
Yep. One thing I'll add.
Okay, before.
Save your receipts. Because no matter how good of a deal you think you've got, it is very possible 2 weeks down the road, it'll be a better deal at the same place or somewhere else. So make sure you save your receipts, because I've bought stuff before, like from Target, and it went clearance. Like literally, Target is the one. They're so bad about this, or so good, depending on your point of view. But it's like I bought the Thundercats Masters of the Universe crossover Mumra, $29.99. Really great looking figure. Really, those Thundercat He-Man cross. Is it He-Man?
Yeah, that's He-Man.
Yeah, no, yeah, Thundercat, He-Man. They're a lot better than a lot of people thought initially. I went to Ross last week. They were already at Ross for $14.99. I don't know how. I don't know why. But they had 2 or 3 on the shelf at $14.99, which is half the price of what I paid and everywhere else. And the thing just came out like in the last 2 months. So I took the one that I had back because I had the receipt, and I got one for half the price. So just hang on to your receipts, because you never know this time of year what you're going to find.
Yeah, because I mean, retailers are notorious for clearing off their shelves and saying, "Hey, we don't want this. We have this new product coming in." They have to have real estate for it. Ollie's is the biggest thing. A lot of people go to Ollie's and snag, Titans sometimes. I don't know how that happens, but okay, cool. I don't even know if Costco does have any crazy deals going on or anything like that, because they used to.
Because Costco is just like so hard to predict, like what you're even going to be able to actually find when you go to it, right? I don't think I saw any posts or anything about them having anything, but that doesn't mean they don't.
Yeah.
But
because I wasn't sure.
Don't go there looking for Pokemon. It's not worth the time.
Just don't go looking for Pokemon at all, because you're probably going to get punched out because someone's going to try to be getting them all. When you're just walking up just to grab one pack, they're going to snag the whole box out of your hand. Like, no, they're mine. But, resellers.
You know what they say about the Pokemon hoarders, right?
What do they say about them?
Gotta punch them all.
Exactly. So when it comes to everything that's coming out, like, I don't know, for like Christmas and such, any of you guys have any ideas what you're wanting to get? Any wants?
I just found out we're going to have to spend about $4,000 because our sewer pipe leading out to the road is cast iron. And guess what happens to cast iron after about 40 years?
Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be about 4 bills. So
Mm,
I have been canceling a lot of pre-orders. I have a lot of stuff up on eBay right now.
Oh,
So
I, I,
yeah.
s- sympathize with you. I mean,
So
earlier this year, I renovated the house I'm in right now, right? Freaking, I've spent so much money that my water pipes have broke twice. Luckily, they've not been super hard or expensive fixes, but
yeah,
it's like,
it's. I mean, there's a few things that I'm keeping. Like there's a Captain Planet statue coming out that I paid the deposit on because I'm a fan of Captain Planet and we don't get a lot of merchandise, so I didn't want to pass that up. This sale is doing Star Trek figures, and I'm keeping the Rachel Garrett figure, who was captain of the in the Enterprise C from yesterday's Enterprise. Uh, there's other things I'm keeping, but I've canceled most. I've canceled a lot of stuff that, like Transformers. I canceled Amalgamus Prime. I canceled. The one that we talked about was the Botanica pre-tool. That could be used for Botanica. I can't remember.
oh, the
Quintus.
yeah,
Quintus. Yeah.
Yeah, Quintus Prime. I've canceled that. I looked at the pictures of Big Convoy that was on Mark's Instagram, and I'm like, yeah, I can pick that up later because it's not what I was wanting for a Big Convoy. So, but yeah, all I'm expecting right now is to get this done, and then we'll see. I did keep a couple of pre-orders with Ramen Toy. Uh, they've got their version of the Manta coming out from Mask,
Mm-hmm.
and they've got their 3030, which goes with their Brave Star. So I did want to keep those, but that's what I'm expecting is a big old brand new sewer pipe.
Well, I mean, it's a necessity, so can't say no to necessities. That's one thing.
You gotta poop.
Yeah, everybody does it.
all he wants for Christmas is to be able to flush the toilets. Pretty important.
It is very important.
Always buy good toilet paper.
True.
Just get a bidet.
Oh, I thought we were
Today,
talking
mate.
poop humor. Sorry.
I'm just flush with embarrassment.
Well, you know what they say when you gotta go.
I'll buy off-brand bread and cheese, but not TP.
Yeah, yeah. It's a little rough on the old posterior sometimes.
Gotta have standards.
Yeah, it's true. It's very, very true.
Well, no, look, you build the calluses up.
No, sir.
Moving along.
Well, when you reach a certain age,
I'll eat ramen noodles, baby. I actually like them.
Who does? Robert Noodles is good.
Dude, ramen's
You
amazing.
probably don't need all the sodium, but
No, I do not.
No, but I mean, ramen's not bad. I actually like ramen. I always make ramen probably at least maybe every week and a half to two, maybe something like that. We usually have a ramen type of like little meal.
See, these are tips so you can buy your toys.
Yes.
yeah.
Save your money, spend it where you want it to go.
Eat
Invest in
PB&J
yourself.
ramen noodles.
Yeah. Then you can afford any of the
Kool-Aid's
toys.
good.
I just drink water.
Yeah. Rice and beans.
Rice
And rice.
Don't get your coffee from a really high-end establishment.
True. But also don't
Same.
go to the dollar store and get their dollar store coffee because that's like literally dirt.
Hey, look, I like gas station coffee. I'm used to it. All right? It's good. Anything else is almost like water.
if you can't tar a freaking roof with it.
If you can see through it, something's wrong.
It's very true. Um, yeah, I think we kind of hit all our points tonight. Do you guys have anything else you guys wanted to bring up before we bounce out of here? Since we had a bit of a late start.
I think we covered everything. Just keep an eye out for the deals. Help your fellow collector, and help the kids in your area as best you can.
I second that. You got anything? Any words of wisdom, Magnus?
Don't be a Richard. We say it every year.
Don't be a Richard and use good toilet paper, right?
You gotta have good TP.
Words to live by.
Hey, Thanksgiving's coming soon, so we all have to have that. You got any words there, Sideburn?
Yeah, don't. I guess I think the biggest lesson we learned is don't make your outpipes out of cast iron.
Or clay.
Well, they didn't think about that 80 years ago.
Well, someone they need to make a time machine and figure that out. But yeah. No, I mean, it's that time of the year. Be careful out there. Watch out for deals. Always be aware of the holiday crazy and get some good stuff for cheap.
Right.
So I guess that will be it for the night.
And be nice to your delivery men. They are working hours and hours and hours. My best friend works for FedEx. I ain't gonna see him for the next month. So
I think kind of the best thing to do for
appreciate your delivery men.
Yeah, if you're not home, I can understand. But if you're home and you're expecting a delivery, just be nice to them. Hell, if anything, give them a bottle of water or something, because most of the time they're freaking running their butts off. I've worked enough that back end retail, I know how hard it is to try to make sure things are going and constantly hustle and bustle, and especially when people have to deliver. Because I used to deliver electronics, and that was a thing back in the day when we had to do installations and such.
So when the delivery guy comes up, you don't let your dogs out?
Unless they're friendly.
Not if you want your stuff.
All right, I'll make a mental note of that.
You don't go out there and squirt freaking deer urine on them and let the dogs chase them around. That's not a good idea, if that's what you're thinking. But
I did not squirt deer urine. Don't worry about that.
Well, some people would.
That did not happen. Can't prove it.
I just want the dogs to alert when they're showing up. I want to know my package is there.
They just were really interested in seeing what I got.
Well, they're wanting to know whether you ordered them some kind of pet food or some kind of chew toy or maybe some dog bones.
I get it, but I'm telling you right now, when my packages come in, the first things the dogs want to do is see if it squeaks. It doesn't.
That's what my dog does. That when I get home with groceries, he sticks his head into the grocery bags. It's like there's nothing in there for you. Get out of here.
Hey, where's my treat?
But yeah, it's just a good thing to remember. Those delivery guys are working their butts off, and it's about to start up here in the next week. They're gonna for the entire month of December. They're gonna be going nonstop, getting home late to their families, working weekends.
So be nice to them. Don't be mad if they didn't, set it your package exactly where you wanted it or whatever. And just, be courteous. It's always a good thing. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get us out of here. Y'all want to say goodnight, and we'll sign off.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Catch you guys next week.